Tonight at 9, Ball State announces a change to their national enrollment date for the 2024-25 academic year.
4 former Ball State's first wives held a panel discussing their recognitions. We take a look at their history and work they achieved on Ball State campus.
President Biden projected to win the Democratic primary in one state. Stay tuned to find out more.
Republican Congressman Ken Buck has announced he is leaving his position before his term is up. Stay tuned to find out his reasoning.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Ball State University is extending its national enrollment confirmation deadline for the 2024-25 academic year from May 1st, 24 to June 1st, 24. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 9. I'm Sawyer Osmond.
And I'm Luke Barnes.
The university's decision follows a recent announcement by the U.S. Department of Education saying there's a delay in institutions receiving financial aid information through the free application for federal student aid. That delay has resulted in the postponement of the formulation of financial aid packages, which often play a pivotal role in students' college decisions.
In honor of Women's History Month, a panel discussion about the First Ladies of Ball State took place yesterday. NewsLink Indiana's Kamara Munn reports.
A part of a project called The Notable Women of Muncie and Delaware County, a panel discussion was held at Westminster Village recognizing Ball State's First Ladies. This panel covered 4 former Ball State's presidents' wives, taking a deeper look into their history and work done here at Ball State. Covering a range of topics such as community service, life before becoming First Lady, and their dedication to the foundation of Ball State, all of these women had an impact on Ball State's campus. A member of Delaware County Historical Society, Karen Vincent feels that it's important to hear these stories because they don't receive much recognition.
So many women that we don't talk about, and even the Ball State First Ladies who did so much for this community here, and several of them who then, even after their husbands were no longer president, spent the rest of their lives here.
A variety of historic photographs were shown throughout the panel, some showing how these women contributed to the arts and culture on campus. According to Supervisor of Map Collections in University Libraries, Melissa Gentry, their contributions caught her eye.
When I came to Ball State, I had never been to Ball State before. And when I first came here, I was just, again, taken by the arts and the culture. And Muncie's like that, but I think a lot of the First Ladies have really promoted that as part of campus activities.
The work done by these ladies made history, and their stories will continue being told here at Ball State. In Muncie, Kamara Munn, NewsLink Indiana.
Another panel will be held at Bracken House with Ball State's First Lady, Mrs. Mearns, on March 25th. There is limited seating available, and for more information, contact the Women's, Gender, and African American Studies Office.
CNN projects President Joe Biden has won the Georgia Democratic presidential primary. And more than 100 delegates were at stake in the Peach State. With that, according to the CNN Decision Desk, the president now has the 1,968 delegates required to secure the nomination, but it won't be official until the Democratic National Convention meets in Chicago this August.
We've had some beautiful weather today.
Absolutely.
Let's see what Olivia has for us.
Today has been absolutely beautiful, warm, and sunny. That warmth will stay for tomorrow, and for right now, we have a 6-hour temperature change for tomorrow compared to last 24 hours. We are staying pretty warm for now. We will have some rain coming through and a slight cool down, but for right now we are staying mostly clear on the radar. We can see some increasing clouds that will come through, but for now, mostly dry with some warmer weather. This warmth will continue into tomorrow, and then we will have a chance for rain, possibly a thunderstorm on Thursday. Severe weather, it is severe weather preparedness week, so just be weather aware, especially during March and these transitional seasons. You're just going to want to stay updated with social media and your local weather. Stay tuned for my full weather for more details.
Today, Republican Congressman Ken Buck said he will leave Congress next week, well before the end of his term. His departure is yet another blow to the GOP's slim majority in the House of Representatives. Buck announced last year he would not seek re-election, blaming stagnation in Congress and his party's election denialism. He was first elected to Congress in 2014. When asked if things are bad on Capitol Hill, he said it's the worst year of the 9+ years he's been there.
A new settlement clarifies the reach of Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay law, and state education officials reached a settlement Monday with LGBTQ rights advocates, and they had challenged the controversial law limiting classroom discussions about sexual orientation and gender identity. The settlement clarifies the law only applies to formal classroom instruction, and a lawyer for the advocacy groups called the new agreement a major victory for students, teachers, parents, and their allies all across the state.
Recent data from National Public Radio shows young voters are voting more than ever. As more political campaigns create an outreach on social media, college students are getting involved.
Young people need to get out and vote. While it's been a common theme for years of young voters being reluctant to vote in elections, new data has come out showing this may be changing. A report by National Public Radio shows that in the 2022 primaries had the second largest turnout rate for young voters in the last 3 decades. As young voters continue to increase their turnout rates, many experts claim this trend is related to the increase in politics and social media. The LA Times shows that political campaigns have increased spending by $7.6 billion in 2024 compared to $2.6 billion spent in 2016. Kenzie Wegner, a Ball State Assistant Director in Journalism and Strategic Communications, offered a better understanding and information on the upcoming elections.
There wasn't a lot of activity that I can remember. The 2008 presidential election happened when I was an undergrad, and I remember most of the information being word of mouth or through like campus emails and different things. So
young voters in the present election have easier access to political content than ever before through platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn more about how students get information about politics, 2 Ball State students gave their thoughts on the media and coming up election. Easton, a junior at Ball State, explains how he and many students like him get their information about politics solely from social media.
I am gonna vote in the upcoming election. I don't really watch mainstream news. However, I see a lot of news on social media coming from TikTok and Instagram.
As the 2024 election nears, Professor Wegner expects for the increase in young voters to continue. In Muncie, Tyler Graybars, NewsLink, Indiana.
As the 2024 election comes along, Muncie is opening more than 20 polling locations. Make sure to get out and vote this election.
An alarming report about the danger artificial intelligence may pose to us. The State Department commissioned the report, and its authors warn AI poses a catastrophic security risk to the country unless the federal government steps in to avert a disaster. The report says time is running out for the government to act, and the findings were based on interviews with more than 200 people, including top executives from leading AI companies. And after the break, find out how Boeing's most recent incident can impact other mainstream airlines.
And one outlet had a major security breach. We have the latest next.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Boeing is once again in the spotlight after dozens of people were injured during a flight from Australia to New Zealand. And passengers say they were thrown around the cabin after the flight experienced a technical event that produced a strong movement. And that's not all. A United Airlines flight leaving Sydney had to turn back after a different type of Boeing aircraft experienced a maintenance issue.
Southwest Airlines announced today it plans to hire fewer people this year than last. That's because of their supplier of their aircraft is under federal investigation over problems with its 737 MAX planes. Southwest flies Boeing jets exclusively, and Boeing says it plans to deliver far fewer planes to Southwest than expected this year. Southwest says it will in turn will hire about 50% fewer pilots and 60% fewer flight attendants.
And Roku says hackers accessed more than 15,000 user accounts in a breach the company disclosed on Friday. In some cases, unauthorized individuals tried to purchase streaming subscriptions. The company said it had refunded customers who were impacted by unauthorized charges. Roku said it secured the hacked accounts from further harm by making registered users reset their password.
People with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder are at increased risk for premature death. But a large study out of Sweden suggests treating the disorder with medication can help reduce the overall mortality risk for patients. They found a 19% decrease in the 2-year mortality rate for those who got ADHD medication. Treatment with medication especially reduced the risk of death from unnatural causes such as accidental injury, suicide, and accidental drug overdose.
A prominent safety group associated with Tesla driver assistance systems was not impressed with Tesla's autopilot. The systems use different sensors and technologies to help a driver keep their vehicle in its lane and avoid hitting other vehicles. And the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which rates cars and SUVs for safety, tested 14 different systems. It gave 11 of them a poor rating, and the group's president said some drivers may feel partial automation makes long drives easier, but there is little evidence it makes driving safer.
And I will be tracking the cool down that's coming this weekend. Follow for my full weather shortly.
As a dad, every day is a challenge.
To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them.
It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. A study found Mars could be driving giant whirlpools that can reach the bottom of the Earth's deep oceans. The authors say the currents, or eddies, can erode the seafloor and cause large accumulations of sediments, like snowdrifts. Scientists analyzed sediments drilled from hundreds of deep-sea sites over the past half-century to look back tens of million years into Earth's past. A study co-authors said the cycles are linked to the interactions of Mars and Earth orbiting the Sun. The authors say this is the first study to make such connections. The study said for Earth, this interaction with Mars translates to periods of increased solar energy, meaning a warmer climate, and these warmer cycles correlate with more vigorous ocean currents.
Thanks, guys. So today we can see currently we are at 59 degrees. We are trending above average temperatures for this time of year. It was a beautiful day out there today, plenty of sunshine, but we can see we are above average. The record high is 76 degrees. That was set in 1990. We are a little bit near that. We can see 68. That happened about 5 p.m. And we are currently clear. We can see the system over here, and we are getting some increasing cloud cover through this evening. We will stay mostly clear for tonight as we were today. Beautiful clear skies will continue into tomorrow morning, and for tonight, those increasing clouds, breezy, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. 49 degrees for our low this evening. That is a bit of a high low for this time of year, above average temperatures continuing. For tomorrow, we will start out mild and go up to 70 degrees for near our high, pushing that 70-degree range by the evening hours. We are having this southwesterly flow, which is bringing in some more warm air. We are in this warm sector of this low pressure system, and that's why we're getting a lot of this warmth. But once that moves out of the way, we can see this system coming through, and we will have a chance for thunderstorms Thursday going into Thursday evening. So just be aware of that. Stay up to date with your local weather. Another thing are the gusts. We are having some wind gusts coming through. Calm winds until that system comes through, gusting up to 25 miles per hour in some areas. And then as that system goes through, the winds will turn southwest, and we're going to then have a cool down. We can see it right here, below average temperatures for our region. Big change from the weather that we have been seeing. We have been in this warming trend for a while now. So this cooling trend is going to stick around for just a while. But today, warm. Tomorrow will be warm as well. We can see 70 degrees here. We should reach that. We'll have to see what happens with the rain coming through, if that cools us off or if it doesn't. And then that chance for a thunderstorm on Thursday, and then into Friday morning, that chance will persist, 60% chance. And then we're going to clear up, have some partly sunny skies for Saturday, and then your St. Patrick's Day, it's going to be a little bit cool, 46 degrees, so you're going to want to bundle up. Do you guys have any St. Patrick's Day plans, or it's going to be a little bit chilly, so.
Yeah. Well, St. Patty's Day is actually my little brother's birthday, so I'm going to get to celebrate that back home. Other than that, not really. I mean, I know certain crowds like to have fun on St. Patty's Day weekend, so I'm looking forward to their fun.
Yeah, the parade seems like it's going to be pretty, I mean, it's big every year, but it's going to be a little bit chilly, so. You know, if you're going to Indy, there's always that to do, the parade.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. As long as you're wearing some green, I mean, you can't go wrong. Just bundle up and you're good to go. I remember last year on St. Patrick's Day, it was snowing, so this is a little bit better than last year at least. So
big difference.
Yeah, I know.
Can't forget that green. Don't want to get pinched.
Exactly. I know. None of us are wearing green today. Thank God it's not St. Patrick's Day. Am I right? Well, perfect. Thank you so much. And there's a lot more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Max Robinson has a preview of sports.
Thank you, Sawyer. One Ball State program is knocking it out of the park, and another continues to find success on the hardwood. All this and more next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills. I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Max Robson with sports. Ball State baseball back in action today to take on Purdue Fort Wayne at First Merchants Ballpark. Runs in the second inning and 8 in the third sealed the deal for the Cards early. Ball State wins this one in easy fashion, 19-7 in just 7 innings. The Cardinals will be back in action to take on Bowling Green at home this Friday at 3 p.m. To pass it over to the court, Ball State's women's basketball brings home some personal hardware. Junior guard Allie Becky continues her dominance with her 3rd straight year on an All-MAC team, with All-MAC first team honors and an All-MAC defensive team. Becky's backcourt partner, junior Nyla Hampton, wins her 2nd straight MAC Defensive Player of the Year with a 2nd team All-MAC as well. The front court also shines with junior forward Madeline Biscoff, marking her place on the All-MAC 3rd team. Finally, senior forward Annie Rauch proves the bench value by taking home the MAC 6-Man of the Year award. And to accomplish all this success, the Ball State women's basketball squad has had to form a strong bond. NewsLink Indiana's Andy Newman met with 2 of those Cardinals that started forming that bond long before playing under the lights.
Forming a connection with your teammates is essential for success at any level. But for 2 Ball State Cardinals, that bond started early.
We never really wanted to play with Barbie dolls and do all the girly stuff. It was like we always wanted to be outside hooping with the guys, our friends.
No, you aren't seeing double. Freshmen Haley and Olivia Smith are clearly identical twins. So identical that even after nearly an entire season together, even some of their teammates aren't sure who's who all the time.
Some of them can tell us apart, some of them still need work for real.
But their similarities don't just end at their appearance. Their identical love for the game of basketball has made their lifelong bond even stronger.
The game of basketball has brought us really close because it's we do everything together, every second. If you see her, you see me. If you see me, you see her.
And seeing both the Smiths on the same floor is a spectacle the twins were determined not to let go of.
We never thought we was going to split up. When it came to having offers or interests, it was always it has to be both of us.
And one of those coaches willing to sign that double deal was Ball State women's basketball head coach Brady Salley. And that decision and how it's impacted his Cardinal culture has been twice the success.
I think they've done more than add to it. I think they've really helped it. They're great teammates. There's nothing they don't bring to the table that isn't positive.
What we bring to the team is energy, excitement. They always look at us for if we're having a bad day at practice or something, just bringing the energy, keeping everyone high spirits.
And those high spirits and that strong connection will be key not only for the rest of their Ball State careers, but their life together as sisters. In Muncie, Andy Newman, NewsLink, Indiana.
So as the MAC tournament's about to head underway for this Ball State women's squad, I have to say, collecting all this hardware, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, and all those MAC All teams has to be a good confidence boost coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got off to such a strong streak to start the year, and I mean, the awards are well-deserved, I think. This team's kind of put themselves on the map.
Oh, 100%, especially with adding junior guard Nyla Hampton. She just came in this year out of Bowling Green.
Right.
And winning that just back-to-back is amazing for us.
Yeah, transfer student, winning in both different locations. It's impressive stuff.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. And coming up, Beyonce reveals her newest project.
And a final look at weather.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beyonce has revealed the name of her newest album, and it's Cowboy Carter. The R&B star unveiled the name of her country music project on her website just today. It's the second act to her 2022 Renaissance album, and last month she released 2 singles from the album. One of them, Texas Hold'em, became her first #1 country single in the U.S.
Shake Shack is offering free burgers, all thanks to the Oscars. Earlier this month, the burger chain said it would give out free food depending on how long Hollywood's biggest night lasted. It predicted the show would run 3 hours and 31 minutes. If longer, customers could get a free Chicken Shack sandwich, but if shorter, they could get the Smoke Shack burger. Turns out, the Oscars ran a little short. From now until Monday, customers can use the promo code BIGWINS to get the Smoke Shack burger.
Perfect. I'm going to have to use Big Wins for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely use Big
Awesome.
Wins.
Well, Olivia, what's going on with our weather?
So we are going to have a bit of a cool down coming up. For right now, we're going to stay warm, pushing the 70s, and then a chance for some showers coming through Thursday evening, a possible thunderstorm, and that's when we're going to have that cold front come through, and then we're going to have some breezy conditions and a chilly St. Patrick's Day and possibly some snow for your Monday. Pretty chilly then at about the upper 30s.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much. And that's all we have here for tonight at NewsLink Indiana. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
Have a great night and stay safe.